All right. Woo.
Don't die.
All right, here we go. So, let me open this up real quick. What's going on, everybody? We back. It's your boy, full-time Kevin Ewing photo, the homie with the Sony. And man, we dealing with some community stuff right now. This is a surprise pod. This the link up I didn't even really expect till maybe later. I'm happy we doing this, man. So we got somebody that's like an example of father, coach, leader, community leader, thought leader. Like, I've admired a lot of the stuff that you carry with you for a long time because some of the stuff you endure, some of the stuff that you've gotten other people through, like everybody not built for that. So whether it be the confidence that you have out here, I've had other people in here bragging on whether it's the rap skill, whether it's the persona that you carry. Like, you got a lot of people that you've influenced. So man, we got Bones from the Park here, man. You gonna drop some gems a little bit for us?
I do what I do, man. Ain't nothing too much. Just happy to be here.
You ain't at the Haven to play humble, man.
I appreciate
I'm
you having
to put that
me,
on
man.
the shirt. So I just came up with that.
That's fire. That's fire.
You ain't at the Haven to play humble, man.
Let me get the first one. Cause you said it while I was here.
So
let me get that.
man, we I know that there's a lot of, we can talk sports, we can talk music, we can talk, a lot of just things that are fun, but I really wanted to get into some stuff that might be like difference making, change making. Like that's the kind of season that I feel like I'm in right now. Okay. And I feel like there's there's a select few people that can come in and just with their words and their presence can, push things in a specific direction. So that's why I was happy, you reached out and it kind of came together real organically. Like it wasn't like a bunch of like force, like, yo, we need to do this, that, and the third. Right. How you feeling?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Happy to be alive, man. Like just not in a literal sense, but just still being, active in the community, active with the youth, active with my family and friends. Just just happy to still be.
All right, so you said alive, like that's like really being present. Yeah. Like it's almost like, man, I'm not taking this for granted. I know people that's not here. I know people that is not living up to what they could be, things like that. So you just saying like, man, I'm alive and I'm out here. Yeah. Like I'm in the field a little bit. Yeah, so what's community kind of feel like or sound like to you? What's that mean to you? Because before you start, like I feel like you have a wide range of what community can be. Like being in the park. Coaching at different spots, whether it be Joppa, Edgewood, like or even at a rec level or AAU level. So what's community kind of feel like, look like to you?
So for me, if community is a responsibility, I think as adults, and anybody that's on this earth at some point has a responsibility to impact the space that you're in, whether it's with youth, whether it's with sports, whether it's with kids from disadvantaged circumstances, whether it's in the creative space.
Sure.
Community is, what do you have to offer to the world?
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I think us as adults, we have that solemn responsibility to go do that. And if you're not doing that, like, somebody's missing out on something that you have.
Yeah, what you doing? What you doing if you ain't doing, something like that. All right, so we can go into the rooted and real questions, the heart, culture, and community, or we can go visions. Well, you know what? I guess we're going to have to go in chronological order because I guess you got to go rooted and real before you can get to the visions and solutions.
I mean, we could bounce whatever.
All right, so.
Bring whatever you got, man.
Do you feel like young black boys and girls feel unheard or unseen in school or in the community, or even in sports, I guess you would say too, but more school and community.
I'm definitely gonna say in school.
Okay.
I think in the school system, especially in school systems that aren't as funded as others,
Yeah.
the need for resources, whether it's personal resources, learning resources,
Right.
our community, and when I say our community, I'm speaking to African Americans, but just in general. Nowadays, there's a lot of kids that struggle just academically. I think that's the first part, is figuring out, hey, what's really the issue? I think the school systems write off the kids just as being troubled or misbehaved, and not really getting to the root. Kids have issues going on at home. Kids have underlying learning issues, and I don't think us as a school system, and this is not just in our local area, just in general, I don't think they're doing a due diligence to really dive into finding out what's really going on in our communities, with our kids, them being heard. What are they really saying?
Okay.
Even if it's not through verbiage, it could be through
demeanor,
action,
personality towards the kid,
body language. Like what are they really saying? And how are we? What techniques and things are we using to try to pull that information out of them? You know what I mean?
All right. So you're in these buildings kind of often, right? Like between coaching and different things.
I do a little substitution too.
What So we get into that a little bit too. What's something like the public wouldn't necessarily understand about like what kids are going through, what they might be up against?
Yeah, man. Like social media is probably the biggest threat to the minds of our youth today. I really think it's just flooded with a bunch of unattainable goals and perspectives.
Okay.
Unnecessary waste of information that's not needed, and uncalled for visualizations of things that they don't need to be seen, that they're susceptible to see daily, and it shapes their minds into misperception. And I think that's one of the worst things to happen to our youth and generation right now.
Okay. Because sometimes, like, I know I've been having the conversation of, is the disconnect of what we're supposed to be, who we could be, what we should be, like, is it generational or is it demographic? Like, is it...
No, I think it's generational, because it's demographic too, but I think it's generational, because it doesn't have a it's not a target audience. You see it all across different races, colors, and creeds. Like they're all impacted by, I call it like filth, like online filth. Like they're all impacted by it in one way or another, and it's just shaping their minds to be. It's different, man. Like I think our responsibility as parents, or as anybody that has any connection to the youth, is to kind of funnel that stuff or pull it away from a certain point in time. So they're, especially young minds, they're easily and quickly influenced by the next trend fad or what's popular, or get some follows. Or, you know what I mean? Like,
right. Yeah.
I think we got to filter. There's a lot of stuff that we have to filter because the algorithms ain't going to do it for us.
So, well, I guess that leads into my next question, because, like, without looking at the questions that I wrote out, my question goes to, is a lot of these issues, are they starting at home? Or, like, where do you feel like the breakdown begins? Is it, like, home? Is it school? Is it the leadership? Like,
I think home, of course, that's a big part of it, because that's where you learn how to learn. Learn how to be disciplined, learn structure, learn what's important, what's not important, and then you translate that into the other parts of your life, whether it's your social life, if you play for sports or you at school. You do take a lot of those things that happen in your home life and environment, and you carry those traits with you into other parts of the world. So I definitely think home is primary, but then also when they're not at home, where are they at? And what are they doing?
They out in the hood. They out in the neighborhood.
You know what I mean? Like, where are they at? What are they doing? Do we know what they're doing?
Yeah.
What are they being influenced by when they're out there?
Yeah.
It's not like back when we were young and we could go outside. We didn't have a cell phone.
Nah.
I might have been across the town on a bike.
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, where the bikes are.
We didn't have none of that, and it was safer. Yeah. You know what I mean? It was safer. It was like it was a little more.
Because even like, and so like to preface it, like my early childhood, like I'm around the way a good bit, and then my parents we moved to Abingdon, and so although the walking and moving, being over into like the next neighborhood and all that, like it felt much safer, but you still just didn't know. Like we just was out. And but I mean, even with you, like you was in the neighborhood you was in, and you was the next court over, the next neighborhood over. You
with a bunch of stuff happening. You know what I mean? And but it goes back to like the people I was around. Yeah. Even through, being raised up, didn't always have it great, but I had good ethics and good morals and good perception of what was right and what was wrong and how to maneuver
instincts,
and how to
something was like instilled in you.
You know what I mean? And then you learn from, around people around you giving you the right guidance, the proper guidance, the proper influence.
I wanted to ask, you being like out in the field your whole life.
For sure. For sure.
What would you say there's a difference in what might be an OG 20, 25 years ago versus what might be out there right now? Man. What's an OG? What's an OG?
I mean, the OG is going to, a lot of OGs, but it depends on what space you're in. Yeah. If you're in the streets, the OG is probably reform street. Knows the ins and outs, but is not going to guide you and steer you the wrong direction. Okay. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of those now. Like we from OG to like there's no the OG space. I'm unk now. You know what I mean? I'm a grandfather actually, but I'm unk now. Yeah. I'm beyond OG. Right. The OG space. They like the YNs. They don't. Right. They don't really got no God. They don't got no morals.
It's almost like if you think about it from an NBA standpoint, like you have LeBron, KD, and then you got Cade Cunningham. Yeah. Like it's like it's like no in between. Yeah, it's like you either got like the aging guy that's like pretty like we out the game.
We out the game.
Yeah, we like out the game. We out the game. And then it's somebody that is your Jalen Green,
but they young. They just young. Out there running.
But they 3-4 years in already, and they the 22-year-old vet.
They're the vets, and that's wild. Yeah, because you leave the game in the hands of vets that really they're not really built to be leaders, right? Because they're still young. They haven't really gone through enough. So it's even enough of life experience.
Yeah, it's a brand new. It's like a generation raising kids raising kids, babies raising babies. Yeah. Yeah. So you're feeling like the OG has kind of that role has changed from generation to generation. Let me go here. So, what made you step in when you didn't have to? Like, what caused you to serve? Like, I know you had like kids play sports and stuff like that, but you handling other people's kids, like.
Bro, I've been doing it. If you go back to, you can go back when I was a teenager. Yeah. You can go talk to my young boys. Like, they not young boys, they young men now. Yeah. But you go talk to dudes like Sheaf and Lily, and I was doing this coaching thing. Music thing. Yeah. We were all kids. I was just the older kid.
Yeah.
What happens is you get around even younger kids. Like you still like I'm a big kid at heart, right?
Me
I'm a
too.
super big kid
Me
at heart,
too.
right? So even when I'm around young people, I feel young. Like when I'm around young people, I feel young because
Yeah.
I can connect, right?
Right.
But then you see like yourself in them and what they could be missing, what they're missing. What are you missing from your life? What was there, or what's not there that you want that you could be?
Okay.
Whether it's a teacher, a mentor, father figure, male figure, coach.
Yeah.
Like, what can I give you? Because I don't want to just be here. I don't want to be here giving you wasting space,
Yeah, empty
wasting
game.
air,
Yeah,
empty
yeah,
game. Like,
right.
what can I give you, and how can I give it to you to make you a better person, a better individual?
Okay.
Where can I help you? Where can I aid you at becoming? You know what I'm saying?
It's
A better.
there's aspects of it that's fun. There's aspects to it that's in
It's all fun, but then of course you're gonna have your ups and your down moments. Like I could tell you where you feel like, yeah, this is too much.
right. Yeah.
Like
it's a burden.
It's a burden. It's draining you.
Yeah.
It drains me, even now to the day. But I choose. I lay my head down, wake up, I choose it again.
Okay. Hey. Yeah. That I mean, and to circle back to like the OG, it's like you want to offer game.
Yeah.
Like you an original gangster that want to offer game.
You know what I mean?
Like just to like you're waking up like, man, this is my role. This is
what I'm here for.
This is who I'm supposed to be. All right, so how would you personally build trust up with a kid who seems like they've already given up? Do you ever run into any of that?
Yeah, I ran into them.
Often, more often than you.
It's
ever
more.
wanna see.
It's more those that exist than ones that are open to.
All right, so
And at the end of the day, man, like it's gonna be what it's gonna be. But my job is to never stop trying to reach that kid. My job is that if I can get a small win, whether it's a change in behavior, whether it's helping them get a job, whether it's finding somebody that can help them because they're lacking in school and they might need somebody that can tutor them or show them how to do something or
Right.
find a resource for them. They need, this kid, this family is struggling. Like I had a kid this year, he has a big family. He couldn't afford shoes to hoop in. You know what I mean? Right. I just happened to come across somebody that was like, yo, I got these shoes. You know anybody that might need them?
right.
Tyrell Denby. Shout out to him, man. He donated his closet. I'm talking about 30 pair at least.
Shoes?
Of shoes that he couldn't fit no more. He's like, hey. He said, yeah, coach, my feet too big. I'm like, your feet still growing? He like, nah, I ain't supposed to be wearing these sizes, man. I got all these. And I'm talking about someone was damn near brand new.
Denby. Shout out to you, fam.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to you.
And yeah, I'm like, I got a kid that need these.
Yeah.
Every one of these, because he just.
Now you feel like something like that is a morale boost? Like,
It's a morale boost. It's
knowing somebody cares, knowing, all right, I look a little better, I feel a little better.
For sure.
I can do me a little bit.
For sure. A great kid, too. Like, a great kid, a deserving kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, so that's
Like
nice,
a
too.
great kid, a deserving kid, like, didn't take it for granted.
Okay.
And had the opportunity to meet him and get thanked for.
Okay. I mean, like, all that is dope. Like, and that, I guess that's community too. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't just you.
It wasn't just me.
It was
Yeah.
some communication.
Yeah.
Like,
I told him, I let him know, like, exactly what it's for. He's like, yeah, yo, come get them all.
okay.
Because, I mean, it was a public, he publicly posted it.
Okay.
Like, anybody could have came and got him.
Now, are you seeing, so, like, on the topic of somebody that feels like they've given up, so, have you found someone that's either in our age range or even maybe that next generation that they look like they had given up, but there was hope? Like, something did happen, steered them in the right direction, got back right.
Yeah.
They made a nice recovery. They done built the fam, or like like you have an example of that, no names or whatever, but just you've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it multiple times. Even the closest to me.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
you had a feel at one point where
even it's closing like, hey, it's gonna be all right. Let's navigate. Let's figure out ground zero. And how do we pull ourselves up? You know what I mean? What are we gonna do? What do you need? What do you need? Where do you need my support from? Do you need it from? Do you need me to reach out to other people? Do you need me to impact or influence something else?
Yeah.
To help you get to where you need to be? Do I need to talk to your family or your friends, or you know what I mean? Like, it's really just, you got to dig deep into a person to figure out exactly what it is that they want, how they want it, because a lot of people have a vision for themselves, or they don't have a vision for themselves, but they want to have a vision for themselves, but they just don't know how to articulate it. You know what I mean?
Dang.
And you gotta, it take work sometimes, because you might not get it straight. I might not can ask you.
Yeah.
But I might can ask you probing questions that give me an idea. Okay, so you don't really want to do it like this. You want to do it like that. But this is the end. The end goal is the same. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's pretty much how you got to dive into a lot of. It's a lot of question asking. It's a lot of care, compassion, and concern when it comes to that.
I was gonna say, because like, especially when a kid is not mine, I'm like, I want to give.
Yeah.
But it feels like you've given up, and then the person that's supposed to be the one that's guiding, steering, feeding into you, they kind of feel like they're giving up. It's like, sometimes I'll feel like, what can I do?
Bro,
like,
I've even felt like giving up.
Yeah.
So like, it's like, I know what it feels like. I think that's the best scenario.
How you can
like,
stay in it.
Yeah,
because
like,
I
know what it feels like. I've been in that space a bunch of times. People would never know because I was gonna say, I walk around with my back straight, bro, and a smile on my face.
Are you giving? How often is that received? Like, when you're like, yo, you still got this. Like, you're cool. Like, you're good. Like, I've been through this. And maybe not the same exact situation, but it's like, I've been in a spot where I didn't know what was going to happen next, how we was going to eat next. That can be received. Is not to say is it believable, but it's like, a lot of times people, if they don't see it on you, they don't feel like it's in you.
Because
like,
I've been so far removed from the struggle, just off stuff I've been through, kind of pulled myself up, right?
Okay.
But then it all boils down to, so think about, let's go talk about basketball, right?
Yeah.
And life, right?
Yeah.
You're going to be down in moments. Like, you're going to struggle. You're going to see adversity.
Yeah.
Basketball is life, bro. Like, I'm not saying it like you live basketball, but the things about basketball translate over to life. It's so crazy, bro. Like, discipline, dedication, determination, understanding, teamwork, leadership. All of that, yo, is just a part. It's life lessons all through basketball, bro. And that's a big part of why I continue, because I don't just do it just to. I don't want to just go out there and just to win.
We're not having a basketball conversation.
We're not. No. Yeah. Every time we're talking, every time my kids will tell you, like, we talk about school. Every jab I can take. Oh yeah, that was a good jump, but what? Some of that jumping in English. You know what I mean?
Grades ain't jumping.
Like, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good D, but why you got that D?
Right.
You know what I mean?
So it translates.
It's every moment. Every moment. Yeah. Every moment is.
All right.
Yeah.
So, what does culture mean to you when it comes to the locker room, the classroom, and the hallways?
Well, in the locker room, man, that's our space to lock in, but still have fun and get prepared, right? That culture has to be loose. The locker room has to be loose. It has to be fun, exciting. Those practices, though, that's a different culture. That's dedication. That's locked in. That's determination. That's reps. That's practice. That's pushing through. your weaknesses,
Yeah.
capitalizing on your strengths. You know what I'm saying?
Sound like focus. It sounds like
that's
some discipline.
yeah. And in the hallways, that's getting your mind prepared for what's next, right? You know, you just finished this. We got to get ready to go get this. It's
It's
good
almost
break.
like that 5-minute reset.
It's a reset. You still, get a chance to briefly socialize, but you should be getting ready to reset what you got and get prepared for the next thing that's pop
I like
up.
them
And that's
answers.
life.
I was to say I like them answers.
That's life, bro.
Yeah.
That's life. Like we're gonna have to take a reset here in a minute.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah,
Recalibrate
actually, I'm glad you said that because we're gonna cut here
You know
and
what I
then
mean?
we're gonna jump back in.
Yeah.
All right, so we had to make sure we was straight on the time. We had to make sure we was straight on the audio, the video, and then we're gonna get back into these questions. So I got a few more that just stay in that like heart, culture, and community. Trying to we would try to figure out addressing some issues, and then we'll get into the solutions. So. How do you handle kids who want to be tough, but you can really tell that they're hurting? Because I feel like I've seen that a lot this season.
Yeah.
And not just on your team.
Yeah, just in general.
Yeah, like just there's it's probably gonna be a reoccurring theme now, like with whether it's basketball and life and everything. But there's adversity.
Yeah, man.
There's adversity in these games, in these practices, whether it be injuries, whether it be, beefing with the refs, whether it be the opposite team. Like, so how, when your kids are, they got that armor on, you trying to break through, like, yo, like, you ain't got to be hard. Like, is it less communicate? Like, what's your thought? Like,
Yeah, so it's really just chip away. It's like chipping away. Like you're not gonna break the mold of
something that's been hardened over the course of a month.
So you got to chip
time,
away.
yeah.
You got to find what battles that you can win with that kid. And I had a kid. I can just speak on the kid that played with us. He had a bunch of stuff going on, and it landed him in an unfortunate situation.
Okay.
Right. But I can tell you, and even before he got into that situation, which had nothing to do with school, I was able to reach him in a different space than prior before I got to the school, right? Because I understood what was happening, why he was the way he was.
Okay. So you having that understanding.
You got to figure out why. You got to figure out the why.
The issue.
What they're going through. Mm-hmm. A lot of that is why kids become tough, right? They feel like they got to be this tough thing to protect themselves from everything, and they might not even be getting threatened in no retrospect, not even like in like street business, just in anything. Like, kid is a good student.
Yeah.
Kid, he just feels like the world is against him and his back against the wall.
Dang.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you just gotta chip away, get the small wins, man. It's the small wins that count the most, and you just gotta figure out, where can I get a small win with this one? Where can I get a small win with him? Where can I get a small win with her? And keep chipping away at it until you can make it some type of impact and change.
You just said her. Yeah. So that sparked the question of, is some ladies out here that's got it tough?
Yeah.
So are you ever in a position where you got to play a mentor role?
Yeah.
So how might handling, a male versus a female, how does that work? Is that like?
Well, it's pretty similar. It's a little more softer. Mm-hmm. But then I got a lot of good people around.
Oh, that I
can hand them off.
Play off of.
You know what I mean?
Okay, no, that helps a lot.
You know what I mean?
That's community. Yeah. That's community.
For sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, anybody that's close to me in my circle, or even they'll come to me and say, "Hey, yo, can you talk to about this and that?"
Yeah.
Because I'm one of them. Especially when it comes to young women. I'm gonna give you the male perspective so you can be smart about decisions in that space, right? Yeah. And I'm gonna give you world perspectives so you can be smart making decisions.
I was gonna say
in the world, you know what I mean? Because that's a big part of a lot of stuff in young women. They when they're young, they're making the mistake. These young dudes. You know what I mean? It's taking them away from their God-given like abilities and things that they could be focusing on, and that's a real big part of this new generation. Troubles and struggles is that thing that they
almost trying to just keep the attention of the opposite gender, same gender too, gender too,
and not being really focused on what they should be focused on.
Yeah. No, I could definitely see how that could take away, because you're distracted.
Yeah.
You're distracted from what you really could be.
And I get it, but it's like it's a lot. It's a lot these days.
All right. So, what conversations do you wish more parents would have with their kids at home? Is there something that you could like?
Man, it's a lot, but really having a conversation, giving your kids a safe space to have a conversation about you, to open up to you, not being a dictator, like allowing them.
You seeing that a lot still?
Yeah, man. Like nowadays, it's all
nowadays in your context.
Siri, crazy. Yeah, but nowadays it's like I feel like because this new, like even us, we're the new aunts and uncles and grandparents, and we're carrying on. A lot of us are carrying on a tradition of the old,
doing stuff just because it was done to us,
and it's not the same type of kid generation. They're exposed to more different things and different. Their minds they see things different than we did, than we have when we were growing up.
Yeah,
they're exposed to a lot more information, influence. They just don't think and see and perceive things the way that we do. So you have to adjust your parenting style to really reach the kids these days.
Okay,
you know what I mean. And me even being a parent, I'm a parent to an adult, and I'm a parent to a baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, and I'm a parent to a special needs kid. So it's like I'm touching all different types of parenting styles. Right. And that's the best way that I would say is, man, you got to give your kids a safe space to be allowed them to be open to you, so you can figure out if there's any issues, or just to make them feel comfortable to be able to grow in your presence without giving you any backlash or straying away from you. You know what I mean? Straying away from your direction.
So
different things like
what you're saying right now, did it take you a minute to figure that out?
I think my round one, son,
was your trial run.
My trial and error, and
that's what I'll be saying.
It made
too.
me a professional.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Not only that, but my other experiences with coaching and being around other people's
making
kids,
you well rounded,
making me well rounded with how to reach and connect with different kids. Man.
So how can we bring parents, schools, and community leaders back to the same table? Is that a possibility?
Man, it is, but I think it starts with the schools. Like the schools, I think now there's so much more. I would say in my demographic, and schools are much more shut off from the community because a lot of things be happening in schools, right? They be happening at school functions and all that, and then they turn their back to the community. Like, for instance, a fight at the football game now. Nobody can stand. Everybody got to be seated. It's 100 police, and it almost feels like.
I hate what has happened to our sporting events.
You feel what I'm saying?
I hate.
Can't sit in the front row of the basketball game because
you
don't want the referee to trip. But it's really not that. It's really because people get excited from right there, and they might get a little advanced on the court, and they don't. You know what I mean?
I didn't know what the rule was for.
Players is referee and player safety.
Okay. Yeah,
and then they're stricter on attendance, like how many people can actually be at the game. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of that wall that they put up, It could be
The
settled.
time of the games.
Yeah, the
the
early
time of
games,
the games
yes.
do not allow
Yeah.
the parents to support.
Yeah, and
so
that's real heavy.
my wife and I were self-employed. We are able to make pretty much every game. We can schedule our whole life, our jobs, our gigs, whatever around our children's sporting events. Everybody doesn't have it like that, which means I'm in there able to show support. I'm in there taking pictures, documenting everything, getting video, making sure, the kids feel seen, felt like they got the great self-esteem from that. But we go to these other schools, the games are at 7:00 as opposed to our 3:30s.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's parents there, there's uncles and grandma, there's just so much more support in some of these other spaces. And it's almost like, for me, it's like a chicken or the egg type thing. Like, are we doing it because of this, or is this the way it is because of how they're doing it?
So that's the caveat to it. I think it's that way because of what happened, right? It's the result, and look, I completely understand it. I'm not like against it. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying if that part would change, that would bring the community back out into. Well, it'll give them the opportunity to be a part of it. Not only that, it would also open up the door for more funding for programs, right? You get more people, and you get more money going into programs. And,
definitely.
And you can use it, you know what I mean, for whatever we need it. So, completely respect the school system for, keeping people and players' safety first in all the aspects of it. Like, it's super important, but I think it starts with the schools. The schools definitely have to go out into the community to bring the community into it, back together and build, like, you know what I mean? Like, the schools are especially, in our area, are vital and important to building, like, good community.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Sure,
so, what's one thing that you've learned coaching fourth graders that might apply to high schoolers?
This is what I'm gonna say. Going back, shout out to my sister, Shantae. She's been doing it for the last 3 years, man. Like, she's really been in the field with these babies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tyson and my guy Mo, he out in Aberdeen, at the high school too.
Yeah.
Bro, going back with these little babies, it's really giving me a different. It's resetting my.
It's been a minute since you've been in that.
Where you gotta coach, bruh. Like, you gotta coach, you gotta develop, you gotta mentality.
Oh yeah, because Tyson, they do got like a second, third grade team or something like that. Yeah, right.
So he got his son is in second grade, but he plays third grade.
Yeah,
super talented, and we got a fourth grade team too that they're brand new.
Okay.
So, bro, it's I think it's great for me because it's resetting my. It's a reset of the challenge that I remember having from when I coached my son when he started at 5 and then up until high school when I let my hands off of him. But bro, it's just giving me a new perspective on how to coach. I think the way I'm doing it with these fourth graders, my high school kids, they're gonna get all of that because it's almost a lost art of development now because of what AAU's done to the game, and what dad coaches. I was a dad coach, so I can say this freely. What dad coaches have done to the game, parent coaches have done to the game.
Dang, that's an interesting convo. Like the actual, like the coach that's doing it for the love, and then the coach that's like might only be doing it to have their kid to be the star. And not to say that most dads do that, but a lot of times that's just what you see. They went.
And then a lot of them they never even played or they don't really got an IQ for the game. They're just fans and they like, oh, my son take a liking to it, so I'm gonna go coach you because I'm gonna.
And that's where I did I hoop.
Yeah.
Like that's one of the only things that I've like done like forever, but I didn't want to just jump into that because I know it. Like I wanted to have actual like patience and passion behind doing the job the right way, and I never felt like I could do that the right way, and that's why I never really wanted to step into that role. Like,
and thank you for doing it. You know
Like
what
I
I'm
just
saying?
don't feel. I felt like
Thank
the
you for doing
responsible
that.
decision
Thank
for
you
me.
for-
Like,
thank you for
hey,
doing that, bro,
I offer
'cause-
game
yeah.
when you come off. Like, hey, if you come over,
Because it ain't like you can't talk it.
Yeah.
Everybody know what Kev did. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
so
It ain't like you can't talk it to your son.
Yeah.
But thank you for not
I didn't
doing
want to
that
just jump
because
into a role.
you don't feel like it was
It,
it wasn't for you, right?
Right.
Some
Yeah.
people know it's not, but they just want to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I live it.
Yeah, you like fully
I've been
immersed in it.
living
It's
I've been living it for years, bro. And
all right. So, man, we are gonna be winding down. I'm gonna hit you with this question. This is from our other side. This is from our empowerment and practical change. This is one question, and then we're gonna come back for a part 2.
okay.
So, what would it look like if every school had a Bones in the building? What would change?
Man, I think just like the culture in general. I don't know what it's like everywhere, but I know what it's like with me, and what it's like with my boy Ty. We bring the heat, man. Like we gonna bring it. We gonna bring the fun to you. We gonna bring that hard work. We gonna bring that discipline. We gonna bring that love.
Okay.
We gonna bring that energy. It's gonna change the culture. It's gonna change the environment. The environment's gonna be welcoming. And you ain't gonna want to ever leave it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, you go. Look. So I always this is and I'll end it with this. Like I live my life. I live my life without regret. So anything I do, anything I put my time into, I mean it with all my heart. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So everybody that's around me, if I'm putting my time into, they're gonna feel it. You know what I mean? You're gonna feel the love. You're gonna feel everything that I give. And Nipsey, you know, I'm a big fan of Nip. He said, "Find your purpose, or you're wasting air." You feel me? And I truly believe that. You know what I mean?
You found it? You found yours?
Yeah, I know what my purpose is.
Okay.
Yeah, I know what my purpose is.
All right. So this like we're ending this like right now.
Yeah, we can double. We can bring it
But
back.
we gonna have to see each other like real soon.
Yeah,
Cause I mean there's more to be talked about. There's more to I mean, I want to get more into the solution.
Yeah,
Now,
absolutely.
like from like kind of addressing all the things that we feel like could be an issue.
Yeah.
Like now, all right, like let's make it interesting. Let's make it fun. Let's make good decisions look cool. Like let's make education look sexy. Like let's make trades and different things.
Man.
So
Yeah, we gotta get back into
like
that.
we
We
can
gotta
start.
get back
I mean,
into
but
that.
it starts with just a one-on-one convo.
We gotta
and
get into
then
that, yeah.
you know, I'm sure you gonna go and be like, yo, like we actually making some progress, and I'm gonna
sure.
tell somebody, and then
Yeah.
you know we can kind of really start to building this thing up. 'Cause,
Yeah, man. I'm
you
with
know,
that, man.
I
I'm with
didn't
that.
put
That's
all
what we
this
need.
stuff together for me. Like
Absolutely. I already know. It's been like that. It's been like that. It's
Yeah,
been like
so-
that for you, man.
Yeah.
As long as I've been around you, man.
Yeah.
You always been. I can't count the times that you've been there for me, not for you, but for me. You know what I mean? So I appreciate you.
Yeah, man.
You already know, bro.
All right, let's get it.
You already know.